Hello, friends. It's Brooke-Sidney here, your favorite mindset and manifestation coach. And today we are talking all about the power of intention and attention, which are two vehicles that, when combined, allow you to quantum leap in your manifestations. But before we get into it, I just want to remind you of the different ways that you can work with me. For one-on-one right now, I am only doing one-on-one coaching. And in addition to the one-on-one coaching, I have the manifesting frequency course available. So make sure you check out both of those options and subscribe and like this video. So let's get into it. Today, I want to really go deep on the power of intention and attention to help us manifest so quickly to collapse time and really quantum leap into our manifestations. So this concept is everything. I know you've heard the saying that where your attention goes, energy flows, which is true, but at the end of that energy flowing is your manifestation, especially when you're able to keep your energy and your attention and your intention in the same place and without being distracted. And we're going to get all into it. So the first major point that I want you to understand is that intention is the seed of creation. It is the seed of your manifestation. Everything starts with an intention, especially when you are co-creating with God, when you are co-creating with the God of your understanding to have your manifestation come to the 3D, right? Your intention is like a prayer to God or a prayer to the universe, if that's what you believed. It is essentially your sacred yes. It's your whisper. It's your prayer saying, this is truly what I want. And I've talked about recently getting very clear on your desire, because your desire sets your intention, right? Your desires, I believe, are gifts from God to help us align ourselves and use our free will to effectuate or have what we want on this planet. And so without intention, you're essentially drifting, right? Where your intention goes, your energy flows, right? We know that this world is constantly competing for our intention and our attention, which I'm going to turn to as number 2. So our attention waters the intention. It's essentially like step 2. So if we're thinking of intention as the seed for our manifestation, the seed to what we want to create, think of attention with an A as what is actually watering that seed, what's giving power to that seed, what's starting to direct our human physical form, our physical power to our intention, to our goal, to the thing that we want to manifest. It's starting to bring heaven down to earth through us, to bring the invisible, which is inside of us, and helping to start make it visible on the outer plane, right? So what you repeatedly think about, feel into, visualize, that's how we manifest things, right? And as I was saying briefly before, this world is vying for your attention. Many would argue today that we are paying for attention. That is what we're seeking, right? Anyone has a YouTube channel. We're all competing for your time and attention, right? Because we know that where you put your attention, your energy is going to flow, right? And what you repeatedly give your attention to really starts that whole manifestation process. For those of you that follow, Esther Hicks and the law of attraction, she would often say that in 17 seconds of giving your attention to something or thinking about something, that it's on its way to manifesting. So we know whether we're thinking about it in law of attraction terms and giving our attention to something, or law of assumption terms where we're repeatedly thinking about it and we're affirming and we're creating new thoughts and we're making it our new assumption, our new belief, and our new state that this is what's happening. And we do that by continuing to give it our attention. Right? So to me, it doesn't matter whether you're using affirmations, visualizations, or scripting. What are you going to keep doing consistently to give your attention to, right? Because when we dilute our attention, we dilute our power. When we start becoming distracted, we start giving attention to all these different things. Obviously, we're not channeling it into one way. Just think about when we used to take the sunlight and we used to use a magnifying glass in science class. Okay, I'm asking you guys to remember these childhood fun things. And we would see that the sunlight directed continuously down through the magnifying glass through the telescope or whatever we were using, right? But the point is that light, that sunlight, that energy directed through that magnifying thing, right? Increasing the attention and focus on it, it burned a hole, right? It burned a hole. By itself, it would do nothing, right? Sunlight is coming down all the time. It's not hurting us. But once we direct it, that's how we're getting solar power. We're getting all these things because we're harnessing the energy in a directed way. And that's what you do when you are paying attention. And when you combine that attention with your intention, that's when your manifestation quantum leaps. Think of it as drilling that fire, burning that hole in that paper. It is setting the attention and it's taking course. So I want to ask you today, what are you giving your attention to? And whatever you're giving your attention to, is that what you want to manifest, right? Because we'll manifest either consciously by setting intentions, giving our attentions, and then applying whatever manifestation tools that we like to harness our internal co-creation power to make it happen. We do that, but you must decide where you are consciously going to give your attention to. The third thing that I want to talk about is intention without focused attention equals scattered energy. And so many of you might be thinking, well, so what? Well, that's what's slowing down your manifestation. Remember, what's around you is everything is you pushed out, right? Everything is something that you've created on the inside, especially the things that we can control, right? When we're trying to think about the things we want to consciously manifest, we want to think about what part of life, what part of everything that's happening outside of us in the 3D is a part of our control. We're not going to worry about what's outside of our control. We're going to worry about what's inside of our control. And what's in our control is our free will, our intention, and our attention. And so if we decide to let our attention go all over the place and allow it to be scattered, then we have no one to blame but ourselves when we're not manifesting the things that's our heart desires. So if you are sitting around saying, hey, I want to manifest this amazing, loving relationship, but you're giving all your attention to, reality TV that's talking bad about relationships, or you're entering conversations that are talking bad about men, or you want to manifest a job, but you keep listening to the news and things telling you there's no jobs out there, or if you want more money and you keep focusing on your bank account that may not have the money that you'd like, but you're choosing to see it as half empty and not half full, or you're focusing on all of the things that are giving you evidence of the things you don't want to see. And so energy doesn't lie. It is going to go where you focus. So our job as conscious creators is to get very disciplined about where we give our attention and our energy. When people are saying like, using all these things in the memes and on the IG stories and all of that about our energy and be careful who you give it to and so forth. It's real. It's definitely real. Don't scatter your energy. Don't allow your energy to be used up in ways that are not in alignment with your intentions, where you want your energy to go and what you want to manifest. The fourth point is that when we align both our intention and our attention, we're able to manifest very rapidly. You know why? The keyword alignment. Similar to what I was saying about the sun being filtered through the magnifying glass in a focused way, very directed attention, we're able to burn through. When you are able to direct your energy, you can do the exact same thing. I want you to begin starting to set your intentions, right? Set your intentions, write them down. You can then create affirmations from them if that works for you, or script out what you want to see, what you want your awareness to pick up on, and then start to align your attention. Start to track evidence of the things you're looking for. So if you're looking for a loving relationship, start consciously looking at things that support it. Read a romance novel, watch a love movie, talk to people that are in marriages, surround yourself with conversations about love and commitment and honesty, the things that you're looking for perhaps, right? Start speaking affirming words around the power of a great relationship. Start using visualization to see yourself in that amazing relationship. Combine your visualization with any sort of physical things. Maybe wrap yourself in a hug to give yourself a hug so you feel like you're being cuddled or nurtured. Whatever it is that you want to manifest, feed your energy there. Put your attention there. And this is how you collapse time in the quantum field. This is how you jump timelines, because you're beginning to set the intention. You're aligning your attention. You're making sure that you're paying attention to the things that are in alignment with it. And you're beginning to feel it and think it and write about it. In essence, you're creating a bubble to where you want to go. You're creating a fast train, a fast track to the new timeline. That's how you collapse them. You stop focusing and giving your attention to the things that you don't want to see, the things in your 3D that are not in alignment, the things that are not going for what you're trying to manifest. And instead you start shifting your head. You like almost put on horse blinders. I'm only going to see what's in alignment with what I'm trying to manifest. I'm only going to see myself as a 6 figures a month coach. I'm only going to see myself as a homeowner. I'm only going to see myself as someone who's living bi-coastally or internationally. I'm only going to see myself as someone that is in an amazing relationship, someone that has 5 kids. Whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, begin to see yourself there, begin to feel yourself there, and align your thoughts, words, and actions to that vision. Make sure your intention and your attention are matching up. And my 5th and final point is do an awareness check, right? Every now and then, check in and see, am I living my intention? Am I giving my attention to the things I actually want to see more of? Am I giving more intention and attention to the things that I want or to my fears? We all have instances where we have manifested our fears. Why? Because we kept giving our intention and attention to them. So make sure that you are using your power, your co-creation power of attention in the highest and best use, and the one that is most aligned with what you're trying to see in the 3D. Please keep focusing your intention, attention, and energy in alignment with what you want to see in your 3D. That's how you bring heaven to earth. That's how you make the inside outside, right? That's how you reflect what you truly want to see in the world. And that's how you truly quantum leap. So today, in this moment, begin again. Decide what you intentionally want to manifest. And then 2nd, water it with your attention. 3, align it so much with your energy that you can't be persuaded or distracted by the 3D. And then stay on course with it. Every now and then, check to make sure that you are in alignment, that you are thinking and breathing and writing and speaking and acting in tune with the you and the vision that has what you are seeking, and then you will be there. For those of you that enjoyed this video, make sure you're subscribed, like, and comment below, and I'll see you in the next one.